First of all, congratulations.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to get right into it here. Whenever you came to Indianapolis, I had the incredible opportunity to have a little dinner with you and one of the greatest auteurs of all time, Mr. Berg. And it was very evident when I was speaking to you that you liked this Indianapolis Colts team. I think you had heard about maybe me having some beef with the locker room or whatever. And I said, yeah, I just don't know if we got dogs. You started rattling off names immediately on the offensive side that you liked and on the defensive side that you liked. And obviously, there was a competition with you and Anthony Richardson. It was very public, but it felt like you all handled it perfectly. At what moment did you feel like, hey, this could be a really good home for me in my style of play with Shane Steichen? Was that immediately? Is that why you signed here? Or was there like a time throughout this entire process where you really felt that?
I think I had a good idea. Making the decision to come here. There's a lot here, like you said, a lot of good pieces, a strong team, strong up front, strong in the skill positions, and then Shane's system, what he does, the moving the quarterback, the RPO game, the drop back game, all that stuff. I think was something I was excited to be a part of, and probably sometime during camp, you kind of felt it coming together and getting more and more comfortable with all this stuff, but. I've enjoyed working with him.
We didn't see a lot of positive whenever you're named the starter. And for Colts fans, it's because since Luck retired, we've been searching for a quarterback. So whenever you spend the number 4 overall pick on a guy who has immense upside, everybody was hoping that was going to be our guy. Then in comes Danny Dimes, okay, from the New York Giants, and then a stop with the Minnesota Vikings. And it's like Colts fans, I think, naturally were hoping that the number 4 overall pick would win the job. But instead, everybody that was watching said you clearly were the leader of that team. Did you hear all the outside noise, the reaction? I mean, The Athletic put out a poll that was 93% negative or something?
Yeah.
Internet pollers were 93%. Now, I didn't vote on that. I would have been optimistic.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm on your side. I would be on your side. But that was like a real thing. Did you hear that? Did you feel that? And how do you kind of distract or keep away from all that?
I did not know about the poll, but I mean, I definitely realized the public, the media, the press is not in my favor, has not been in my favor, and that's part of it. We didn't win enough games in New York, and I didn't play well enough, so that comes with it. But I think you're aware of it. At this day and age, you can't completely block it out, but you try to as best you can and stay focused on what you're doing. So that's what I tried to do, and I think I think the team does a good job of that here. Just kind of focusing on football and what's most important.
I loved what you guys did yesterday. Okay, I was talking to some people in the building that I know, and I'm like, how do we feel? Nobody really knows anything about your team. The only thing is the negative drama. There's a bunch of bullshit going on. So I asked some guys in the building, over the past couple of days, because there was a lot of events happening for Mr. Irsay going into the Ring of Honor. Shout out to you getting a big-time dub for him, and that day being absolutely perfect. But everybody in the building's like, hey, we got a team, man. We got a really good team. We should kill the Miami Dolphins. That is what was being said by the people that aren't football players or coaches, but people in the building is like, hey, we have a good team. Yesterday was awesome. It's the first time that the first 3 drives have been scoring drives since 2006 to start a season for the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously, we lost 11 straight season openers, and then just the vibe in that building was just positive, literally from the jump. At what point did you think, hey, our offense can kind of do whatever we want to do right now? And at what point during camp did you know that the defense was going to be legit? Cam Bynum obviously has a massive day. DeForest Buckner does his thing. Zaire's getting tackles all over the place and penalties. But whenever we talk about the Colts, it's very rare that we talk about a dominant defense. And it felt like they were that yesterday. In camp, you knew that was going to be the case? When did you really see this defense being real?
I would say pretty early on. The first 3 or 4 days of camp, to be honest, I'd say they got after us pretty good on defense. And you realize they were, and that's kind of sometimes the way it is with offense and defense clicking, and sometimes how that works during camp. But they were from the jump. They were making plays. You could see the guys all over the field, and what Lou does on defense, I think, is tough for a lot of offenses. He's got pressures. He's got different coverages. He's got all kind of mix it up on guys and keep them guessing. But they got a lot of playmakers over there. I think we realized that pretty quick early on in camp.
That was Leatu Latu, first-round pick, who's a pass rusher, dropping into coverage out of nowhere. There's no way. Chris Ballard laughing while he's saying that because of how offensive-heavy that particular draft was. But him dropping into coverage, like Tua, never. I don't think that guy was ever in coverage last year. I don't think there was one time where he was 10 to 15 yards off the ball and then snags that thing out of the sky. It's like, that was awesome. They were hunting. You guys were methodically moving that ball down the field. And that is something that we have not had a lot of opportunity to celebrate. There's always been flashes, but there's never been like sustained success on the offensive side of the ball. Feels like the run game's great. Feels like you got weapons outside. You spinning it better than you've ever spun it in your life? Or do you think you just don't get enough credit for how you throw?
I feel like I'm throwing it well. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's about where you throw it, and I feel like I'm throwing it well, and how much credit I'm getting for it, I don't know. I don't really think too much of that. We got a lot of open guys. We had time to throw. It was fun yesterday, but good start for us. We gotta keep it rolling though.
And let's talk about that guy, Tyler Warren. He is a hoss. They were showing him during the national anthem. He's a dog. Yes, it appears we saw him get definitely concussed.
Without a doubt.
Against Penn State, against Notre Dame.
Yes.
So cold. Boom. His head through the turf, like a full whip through the turf. And he just got his ass right up and just jogged right back on the field and continued to make plays. And when they showed his face in the national anthem, he's a Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. He's hairy, and he is a Sasquatch. And then he gets on the field. He's a playmaker. He might be the best player in all of football. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Mr. Dimes, I saw he was your leading target getter yesterday, I think with 9. He had 7 catches. Is it just, like, impossible not to look down the field and be like, oh, that 6'8" guy has a mismatch against everyone on the field?
Pretty much, yeah. He's a heck of a player. Tough as crap, and always makes the play. I think you just feel for space. I mean, you see on some of these highlights, he's feeling where the defense is, the overlap. He's feeling the space underneath and settling down the right spot. This play right here, he catches it immediately, gets upfield, and gets 12 yards on a play that should be a -2 play. I think stuff like that. It's just instinct. It's just football player stuff. He's just a good football player.
Yes, he is. Yeah, they even go on doing a little bit of a draw, a little bit of dive at fullback there. Go ahead, pal.
I do remember. Hey, Dan, great game yesterday. I just want to ask about the game plan specifically. I know every week to week the matchup is going to be different. What type of input do you have with Shane when it comes to game planning wise? Because to me, from the start, it was very evident that you guys wanted to use your arm and open up, be a pass heavy at least early on in the offense. So what's that input like throughout the week? With Shane while you're putting it together?
Yeah, we communicate a lot. Try to watch a lot of tape, and it's him, it's Jim Bob, it's Tanny. All those guys are putting together the plan in the pass game. The guys up front do a great job with the run games. So I'm when I have an idea, talking through it and seeing what they think. But it's been a collaborative process. I think. We saw some things we thought we could do in the pass game, and a lot of those things converted. But I thought we had a really good plan going in. The guys up front, I think when you look at that defense, it's a strong front. They got good edge rushers, good guys inside, and we knew that would be, a big part of the game. And the guys up front, our guys handled them really well.
Great run game yesterday. The dimes dive era is in full effect. Mm-hmm. It is a 100%er.
Okay.
No questions asked.
Let's go.
We get down into the red zone again for his second dimes dive touchdown right here. And the first time we get stuffed. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm literally screaming to Shane, who is 30 yards away from me on the sideline, just call it. Just give it to him. Just do the dimes dive. You're bigger, stronger, and faster than anybody thinks. Legit. And also, it feels like you tell Shane Steichen, hey, I want to get a helmet-to-helmet hit. Okay, at some point. I need a helmet-to-helmet hit a little bit earlier. This is bullshit that it did not get
I got hit pretty good there.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It kind of came out of nowhere. I thought I had a little more space than I did, but that was a good, welcome to the season hit right there.
Yeah, it was 5 yards. It was like 10 yards in front of us. Foxy actually got a great shot of it on his camera. 4K of you just getting absolutely obliterated. That's from the Dimes Dive. So there was a time of you just getting absolutely obliterated in that call. No call, no nothing. It's like any other quarterback in the league other than rookies probably getting that call.
Popped up, though.
Yeah, instead, all we get is Dimes just going, oh, shit, tighten that thing up and just jogging away.
Tighten that thing up, that's right.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of people saying that your journey is potentially why you are the quarterback that you are right now. And we've seen this with other guys in the past where they have to go somewhere and then they end up finding a home. I want to let you know, this feels like a great place for you, brother. And it was fun to watch. A lot of shit to do left, okay? Hey, you haven't won shit, okay? But with that being said, yesterday's buzz was awesome in that building. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Danny, we talked to Kevin O'Connell a lot, and when we have him on, he was raving about you last year and just about when you joined the team, how big of a pro you were and things of that nature. What did you take away from Minnesota that you've kind of carried into the offseason and now week one? Because, I mean, shit, you said it. That was the best you've thrown the ball, is the best you feel like you've thrown the ball. You were unbelievable yesterday. Watching that Colts game was that was the best game that stadium has seen out of the Colts in a long time.
Listen, I don't want to stress this too much with Connor. We're standing in that stadium. It was a great time.
It was crazy, yeah.
The whole time. Usually it's like, you gotta drum up a little bit of energy. That place was like, in Bynum, we're talking every play.
Oh yeah.
Bynum is every single play like this.
Love that.
It was.
How about that dance, huh? Can you do that dance?
No, I can't. But I can't. I'm not explosive enough. I'm not explosive enough.
I think you can do it.
The ending of that dance is actually pretty crazy after the kip up.
Yeah,
and then into the
I don't know how you don't get
Can you do it, Dimes?
Yeah, do you try
Absolutely not. No, I don't think so.
I didn't see any cool dances out of you yesterday.
Not yet.
Yeah, I didn't have dances. I'm not much of a dancer.
Really?
You're going to score 32 touchdowns this year, so Bynum should probably give you a couple celebration ideas.
I'm sure you guys could collab a little bit. You should do the whitest, most Caucasian thing of all time after. Maybe you just shake the hand of the ref and just hand the ball and then just walk it away. But let's talk about KOC a little bit. How much was the Vikings like a confidence booster for you maybe, or a reset for you? How do you kind of view that, and how do you view KOC?
Yeah, I think just being around Kevin, being around Josh McCown, Grant Udinski, those guys there, I learned a lot from them. I think the biggest thing I took away from there was just the preparation, how detailed they were in the game plan, how much they, prepared for certain looks, checks they had, motions to undress the defense, every little thing they were going over, they were talking through, they were walking through, they were discussions about it. Was very, very detailed, high level. Here's what we're expecting. Here's what we're going to do to it. And the preparation day to day throughout the week was really impressive to me. Just the level of detail that they had. So yeah, I think being around those guys and seeing that, being able to watch Sam prepare and how they prepared him, to me was really impressive.
I love that you brought it here. Mm-hmm. It's everything we need here. That is everything. That is literally everything we absolutely need. The building loves you too, man, which is a cool thing. I think you're just like, especially when we had Peyton, Andrew, and obviously you with Peyton, the Manning's coaches, Coach Cutcliffe there, yeah, and all the ties on draft night and everything like that. It's like you just felt like very much in command, felt like nothing was too big. Everybody obviously respected you, and you got dropped in here in obviously an interesting situation personally for you. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like with everything going from New York City all the way to Minnesota. Then you come to Indy, win the starting job after multiple teams wanted you. And obviously you didn't hear this, so I'm breaking the bad news to you now. Everybody was like, that's a bad decision. That is not how it goes. It's like having to do all that, man, and then for you still to just be like, almost, I don't want to say bulletproof, but unfazed by it. That's a special trait that only NFL starting quarterbacks have. Mm-hmm. So we're very lucky that you're here.
I appreciate it.
On that note,
thank you.
This place is going to love you for a long time. I also have like 4 houses floating around if you need anything. Go ahead, Tom.
There you go. Yeah, Daniel, you've been in Indianapolis for a couple months now. Are you starting to kind of realize, like, wow, this really isn't that much different than New York City in terms of stuff to do, restaurants, nightlife, all that kind of stuff. But honestly, and not saying you were doing all that shit when you were in New York, but when you get to a place like Indianapolis, does it kind of make it easier to realize like, oh, okay, like I can just focus on football because even if I'm not doing all that other stuff, like those distractions just aren't here. Unless you want to go to like a movie and, you know, go to McDonald's. It's a little bit different than a Saturday night in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think, yeah, it is in a lot of ways. It's about football here, but the people have been great. I've really enjoyed being here and you know, getting to know a lot of these fans and the people in the area, but very different feel from being in New York and right across from the city for sure. But I've enjoyed it. It's about ball here, and we got a team that kind of all thinks the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got a fan base that's thinking the same damn thing. Yeah, we'll let you know that. We appreciate the hell out of you. Good luck the rest of the way. And remember, week 1 doesn't mean a damn thing, does it?
That's right.
Oh,
we got a lot to do. We know that.
Unless you look that good, yeah.
1-0, baby.
Unless you're... Yeah. I mean, week 1 means a lot for the Dolphins fans. And that, I think that's not being talked about enough is how good you guys are.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is kind of missing in conversation. We can't wait to watch you. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Danny Dine.